So as you can see, we have a lot of them here. See them here. We have a lot of them. We have a lot of them. Jumbo size. See them.
Whoa. Whoa.
So, if you enter this farm, you will not know we have things like this.
Yeah.
You understand? You will not know.
In fact,
you will think there is nothing here. I know what this farm is worth. The worth of this farm.
That was last week. We met the snail that challenged the record of the heaviest snail in the world. And it's found by one farmer, Edet, a farmer whom we interviewed, put his video on YouTube on our channel, and boom, the story changed. And a lot of people started patronizing him. He has a WhatsApp training group, a Telegram training group for people. And it's interesting to note that he farms for commercial purposes, like to make money and put food on the tables of Nigeria, and not for prize winning and all that. So you can imagine what farmers like this can do with grants. So if you're a relevant body that can offer grants to these farmers, get in touch with us and we'll link you up. Because the heaviest snail in the world weighs 900 grams and it was 24 years old. Farmer Edet's snail is only 3 years old and weighs 700 grams. That's 200 grams off the record. And he's not farming for prize winning. So you can see how close he is, and if he's giving that special push, he will take him forward. And we have that kind of talent in Nigeria. So if you have that kind of talent, reach out to Top 10 Nigeria and we'll find a way to get to you and do some of the things that we do, the magic, sprinkle the magic, and post this on YouTube and give you the exposure that you actually require. The kind of thing we do at Top 10 Nigeria. We're either making you money or we're saving you money. This week, he shows us the rest of the farm. He discusses state of origin, where you can find the species of snails that he has in his farm. And also, he shares the feeding habits, the nursery, what they do, diseases and pests, and how he manages the type of pen system that the building he has, why it's constructed the way it's constructed, and several views on how the elements, the environmental elements, affect the snail. So you need to watch this. And also the shading of the snails with treated plantain leaves, so that to provide shading for them during the day. It's an interesting video. And we incidentally, on the day that we are shooting this documentary, a customer who watched the video we posted of Edet on YouTube flew into Abuja in order to get 50 pieces of point of lay snails for his own farm. We got to discuss with him. We talked to him about the inspiration behind him farming snails, and also what he considers as the benefit of farming snails. It's interesting, the benefits he gave us. You need to hear this man talk. So it's a new perspective. And also he also discussed with us the ease of snail farming. And that's what I have for you today. Let's ride on. My name is Pascal Okwara. This is Top 10 Nigeria, and you are on the front row seat.
So we now have, what we have here is a Maginata. As you can see, this species is different from this.
Yeah.
This cannot grow to this level, to this size. And you can see it has pinky tail and pink around here.
Okay.
This is Maginata. And this snail is found around Edo, rivers, Akwa Ibom, like that. Is a swamp forest snail. Now this one originated from, this is Ashantina from Togo, Ghana, and enter Nigeria through Lagos, Osun, and Ondo. This one we call Ondo snail.
Okay.
Now, we now have one other species there, which is a Fornica. Fornica, let me show you.
Let's go. The sheer quantity of snails that are here.
Now this is where we have the Fornica. You now see Fornica here. Now this is what I was trying to tell you. So this is a Fornica. You see? Now this Fornica is the biggest in this family, this particular species. We have the smaller ones. Now this particular one will lay up to 200 eggs. 200 eggs. And this can only be found within North Central.
Okay.
You can see it in Abuja, Kaduna, Nasarawa State, and Kogi State. And in Kogi State, there is another species of snails, but that one is Maginata, but not that particular type. They have different types like that. So, but basically in Nigeria here, what we really recognize is the three species, which is Ashantina Maginata, and the Fornica that I'm talking about here. So in this farm, what we have different compartments for them. This one is for Fornica, and every other thing that you have seen here, they are for Shantina. It's only that one, that particular pin, that is only for Maginata. So what you have seen here, they are the same special. You understand? Wow. This is a point of lay. This thing is a point.
In this particular pen, how many do you estimate that is inside?
We have like almost about close to 300 pieces here. We have close to 300 pieces here. You can see them here. I also have that white one is a albino.
Oh.
Albino snail. Yes. Albino. We have a immaculate, and it's still there. I will open it for you to see. We have immaculate. Just remove that. Let me show you immaculate snail. Wow. Why you have seen them hanging on the wall is because the pen is not habitable for them. When the pen is habitable, you will never see them on the wall. When I put that dry leaf now, and the dry leaf covers the whole of this, you will never see them on the wall. All of them would hide under the dry leaf. Why you see them is because there is no enough dry leaf. That is why you see them on the wall. And it's not too good for them. The reason is the winds dry them so quickly, and they don't like winds. So we're trying to protect them from the direction of the wind. That is why you see us, we put this, so that what we can only have is the oxygen entering from the top. But by the side, we have covered this, so there is no excess this thing coming in. So that is what we do. Because what you will notice, if there is enough this thing, you will see them, they will start drying up to what you have seen here. See the color? They will start drying up to this level. So we're trying to put dry leaf as much as we could. You understand? So that they are eating from it. The dry leaf was all over this place. But they are eating from, yes, they are eating from it. If I don't bring food, that is what they eat. You understand? The paint.
Wow.
So
this
is what we have, as you can see. As you can see, what we have here is more than 200 pieces. More than 200 pieces. We have them different sizes. Yeah. See all of them. This part of the Immaculata I was talking about.
Okay.
It has a white, purely white, but the main one is there.
Okay.
So we have this.
This is something else.
You see the baby that have hatched from the pen. So we sort them like this all over. When you come and we now do what we call transfer. We transfer them to the nursery.
Let's see the baby.
This is the baby.
Okay.
We transfer them from the parents' pen to the nursery. This is the nursery. We have the nursery here. We have a lot of them here. Just like I showed you from the other side. A lot of them are here. A lot of them are here. The already grown one are also there, but we'll soon sort those ones out because they are up to the stage of sorting.
I mean, you're going to have a space problem.
Yes. No, we don't have a space problem because most times we sell them from here and we bring it from the other pen from here.
Okay.
So we don't really have a space problem because we have enough space there. You have even seen the expansion that we are trying to do over there.
Yes.
So,
now, I want to ask a question. The poultry business, they always have this infection, that infection. The snail business, doesn't it have that kind of problem?
No. Snails also have infection. Yes, it has a bacterial infection and fungal.
So how do you mitigate that?
So what we do is we try as much as possible, but they don't die like that.
Okay.
They don't die in numbers.
Okay.
You can only see and pick one or two. You understand? They don't die like as if they are having
Like the poultry.
like a poultry that they have infection. All of that will transfer from one person to. They also transfer, but you have keep your pens clean and you do the necessary things.
Okay.
You understand? You will avoid that.
Oh, okay.
You understand? So with what we have here, by the time they eat this, by tomorrow you will not see this again. I put this feed for them yesterday, and by tomorrow you will not see it again. So we try as much as possible to clean up. You understand? Even most times they are the one that clean up the whole thing, because by the time you come tomorrow you will not see this feed here again. So they also affect the contaminated feed. Also affects them.
Okay.
Contaminated feed also affect them. So you have to try as much as possible to keep the pen and the surrounding clean.
Yeah.
And you know, people complain about invaded snail. I mean, soldier ants. Soldier ants to invade the farm, maybe through the surrounding.
Okay.
I always advise people. I say, you don't need to put gutter all around your farm. But what you need to do is for you to monitor what is inside, because the ants may not be coming from outside, but they may invade through
The ground.
You understand? So that is what you need to look out for. As I'm in this farm, you don't know, my eyes have entered everywhere around this place. And if I see anything like an ant that can affect this, I will quickly do it.
The necessary.
You understand?
Wow.
So that is the way we go about it. If I see any ants here, I have chemical that will just do what we call evacuation. I will evacuate and treat the pain before and now introduce them back to the pain.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So as you have seen here, what you have seen here is what we call a semi-intensive snail unit or system, or a intensive care system. You see, we are using iron. The wall is quarantine. We're using block. You understand? And we now use nets. These wire guards. You understand? On the top. Why we leave here the middle is so that the rain and the sunlight can enter, because of what we have planted here. This serves as their feed too. We cut this time to time because the little babies eat the fresh leaf. As you can see, this is what they have ate from. You see, they are the little baby they are the one that ate all this. You understand? So the little baby, basically they eat fresh leaves. You understand? So that is why we planted this. And we now use tarpaulin. You can use tarpaulin, you can use the zinc, you can use something to prevent water or direct sunlight to enter the
Okay, from entering the
yeah,
pen. Okay.
So that is why we have used that tarpaulin. But the tarpaulin did not cover very well because it was supposed to come up to this point. That is why you have still seen water entering inside. But because of the system that we are running, as you can see, the water, when the water enters, it goes down because the floor has not been plastered.
Okay.
So
that's one of the advantages of having pen that doesn't have plaster floor.
This particular system is called earth system, earth pen system. Just like you are having an earthen pen for fish this thing. So fish pond. So we are having, what we have here is earthen pen system in a semi-intensive closed
unit. Wow.
If I stay here, I won't go. I will do that something now. We have here, we normally do what we have here. As you can see, is where we do the egg incubation. When we take the egg, the one we found on the surface, we bring them and put them here for incubation. So by the time they are incubated, they will come out. They are hatched, they will come out. So let me do your own selection. He came for purchase. So we came to get about the 50 pieces of nuts. So
okay.
That is what I'm going to do now.
All right, so can I talk with you a bit?
Yeah, of course.
All right, welcome to Top 10 Nigeria. What's your name, sir?
My name is Pastor Isirio Ruma.
All right, well, pleasure meeting you. You seem to love this. You are getting 50 at once. Yes. So what's your goal? How did you develop this love for snail?
Well, it actually started by, by instinct. I just saw some snails around my compound. And I used to have an uncle who was a professor. And I remembered when I was young, he used to breed snails. So I said, okay, let me just give it a try and see how this, at least get busy when I'm not at work. So I did it, and I could see them. They were producing very well, and they were growing. And I said, "This is lovely." And I do know that snail meat is something that is highly marketable.
Yes, it's very nutritious.
Easy to run and easy to maintain. So I said, "Okay, let me give it a try." And I didn't have this kind of big size, so I said, "Okay, I think the big size will also be very marketable." So I said, "Let me give it a try." That's why I said, "Okay, let me come and pick some."
All right, so you are getting this for production.
Yes, for production.
Okay, that's beautiful. Now, what will you say is the best part of rearing snail?
You know, funny enough, it's not just only the profit you get. You know, some people use them as pet, but you know, of course, I'm not using them. But one thing I like about these snails is that they just give you a sense of joy. When looking at them moving, looking at them producing, you know, it just gives you a sense of fulfillment. You know? So that also is important, you know. And you know, it helps to. And sometimes when you want to relax, people have different methods of recreation.
Okay.
Sometimes you just want to watch them and just see them, and at the same time, you know, people talk about doing something that gives you joy.
Yeah.
So you know, seeing them and also you know breeding them gives me two in one results. You know.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Is this your main work?
No, it's not my main work.
Okay, so you can actually afford to run this and at the same time focus on other occupations that you have.
That's the fascinating thing about snails, because they don't demand too much of your time, too much of your energy, and then they don't also demand too much investment, too much money. You don't need to put too much of it inside. So you can just do it in a very gentle way, pastime way, but it will produce a lot for you. Yeah.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure talking with you, and we wish that other Nigerians will, you know, look at this and be more productive with their time and resources. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
The leaf has been treated before we brought it here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is how you cover it up.
Yes, we cover it up like this. If you cover it up like this, you will never see any of them
On the wall.
on the wall. They will be hiding.
So that's it for this episode. In the next episode, Edet discusses the different kind of pens you can have, the building of the snail farm that you can have, from the elaborate to the economical ones where you do not have the space at all and you don't want to put a structure that is tight on ground. You want a movable structure. He discusses all that, and we're going to bring that to you in our next episode. That and lots more. So that's it for this episode. My name remains Pascal Awara. This is Top 10 Nigeria, and we're out. I've already climbed out.
Look at what I've just put up.
They are very fast.
But the impression is that snails, they are so slow.
They move at the slow pace, but they just keep moving. That is it.
They don't slow. They don't go if they want to go. That is how they are
moving. So that small pace can cover a lot of distance in a short time.